All right, welcome guys. Welcome to today's live stream. Today we're going to take a look at the crypto market. Bitcoin is looking interesting, and I'm watching a few altcoins that might actually be moving in the next hour or at least later today. All right, welcome guys. If you're new to the channel, maybe you want to subscribe. Maybe you want to hit that like button. I don't know. But today we're going to talk about Bitcoin and crypto and altcoins. I'm so tired, man. Like I don't even know why I got the headphones on. I'm not listening to anything. I'm just screaming louder when I have them on. So my son has kept me up like all night, and so he's 4 and he wakes up, and sometimes when he's like really sad, I go with him in his room and I lay in his bed for a minute. But I don't think I've ever managed to lay down without falling asleep. So I think I went into his room at 2 in the morning. He has a very, very small bed. And I woke up at 6:30, and it's like, oh man, it's not the most comfortable bed, I have to say. Anyway, so yeah, BAT is looking strong. This is exactly right. So we've been talking about for quite some time, and I even made a TikTok video on it. I'm on TikTok, so you get me to 100 followers on TikTok. I'll dance for you guys. I'm not gonna dance. Just the marketing. I'm just trying to market myself. I'm most likely not gonna be dancing. I might get my girlfriend to dance, so I'll get more followers. Yeah, so you look at BAT here. I've been talking about this, right? And we're about the daily 20, we're about the daily 50. I really like what we're seeing right here. And when we break above this level right here, which we're actually breaking above right now, there's no major resistance on the way. Well, of course, we have this. Just give me a second right here. I have to start my tool that I use to draw on the screen, which is called Epic Pen. Is it working? No, it's not working. Why is it not working? Whatever, it's not working. Oh, man. Should be working. Whatever. Doesn't matter. So yeah, we do have this area right here, which of course is going to act as resistance. But if we manage to kind of clear our way higher, I do definitely think that the next major resistance is around 0.65. So yeah, I like that. We are watching for a break and retest of this area right here, and you could say that we do have one right here, which I quite like. But I'm looking for the next one. So more of a rounded retest, probably tomorrow, because if this candle, if this current daily candle closes above this level, we have a confirmed breakout on the daily, which I like. So then confirmed breakout on the daily, and then perhaps a rounded retest on the 4-hour. That would be perfect for a possible entry on BAT. Would be low risk, of course, because we're going long in a bear market, which is never a good idea. The whole idea here with looking at the crypto market today is the fact that it looks like Bitcoin might break above the midpoint of the high time frame reload zone. So this is a high time frame reload zone measured from 0 to the top at 69. By the way, guys, hit that like button. I would love you even more if you hit that like button. So we have that midpoint of the reload zone, long RLC, high time frame reload zone, which is a 0.702, and it's acting as quite nice resistance. It kind of looks like it's a like a range EQ thing going on here with the midpoint of the reload zone being the middle of the range. Now it's not a perfect range, but it doesn't really matter. The structure is the same. It's a range. It's a sideways market with that midpoint acting as resistance. So when we break above that resistance, we might very well see a move up towards the 22K area, the let's say 21.8 right here. So we're watching something like this, either a breakout or a break and retest right here. It doesn't really matter because I'm not going to be trading this on Bitcoin. I'm going to be trading it on, we're going to be trading it on altcoins, right? So we do see Bitcoin breaking above here, and we might want to get in on a possible trade on altcoins. So I've before going live here, I went through 200 altcoins to see if we can find any interesting patterns or anything going on in the markets or any interesting setups to trade. And I came down to this list that we're seeing right now. So the idea here today is to give you guys some possible setups on altcoins. I know that in the title of this video, I said 5 altcoin setups and I'm watching today. That's because I had a plan of saving only 5 of these, but there's just too many. So let's try to make 5 of, to save 5. BAT is just, moving according to the plan. I guess the plan that we have had for a week or two now. I mean, remember, we started watching BAT around the 20th of June, and we have Atom, which I'm gonna kind of break down the idea that I have here on the altcoin market. So you see, Bitcoin is Bitcoin potentially breaking above here, right? And if Bitcoin can break above this level to reach the 21.8, and of course could break up higher, and if it does, that could be a relief rally in the bear market, or actually a major bottom being put in. And I'm going to make another live stream probably tomorrow where I'm going to talk about the high time frame perspective on Bitcoin and how I'm using on-chain analysis and metrics to try to time the Bitcoin bottom. If you're following me on Twitter, you've probably seen the thread where I'm the techniques I'm using to try to time the tops and the bottoms for Bitcoin. We're going to be talking about that more tomorrow, most likely. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that like. I really don't like reminding people because it seems like I'm shilling, but I am. So hit that like. The pattern here, if you look at the altcoin perp, it's very, very obvious here what we're watching, right? And I made a tweet on Twitter saying that today what I'm watching is the potential move from the potential move from the daily 20 EMA up to the daily 50 EMA, right? So that's what we're watching today. And on the all perp, we're seeing it very, very clearly here with the daily 20 EMA acting as resistance and the daily 50 EMA above as the next resistance above. So we want to break through and hit that next resistance. Now let's see if we have some altcoins here that actually fits this description, and we're going to go through this list and we're going to categorize them in order of the best looking ones, and then we're going to try to make the list as small as possible because I always like having my list as small as possible to to the word I lost. Wow. All right, so Atom. Now on Atom, now this already broke above the daily 20, right? You already had the break above the daily 20 complement with that weekly open. So right after the weekly open, we had that breakout, and we're now approaching that resistance around. Yes, hit the like for the algorithm. Yes. I also have my face on the thumbnail, so that if you think I look good, you can hit that like button. And if you think the content that I'm providing you guys with today is educational, I guess, useful, subscribe, because we're going to be doing much more live streams like this one. Also, guys, I want you guys to comment on something. Do you want, because I'm doing this for you guys, right? I'm not interested in creating content that, of course, I want to do content that I want to do, but I'm doing this for you guys, right? So whatever you want me to create, I'm here to help you guys in your trading journeys. I want you guys to be able to watch content on my channel that you have been a part of creating, right? So I would like you guys to comment if you like I would like you guys to comment on if you like me to record short educational videos on different trading techniques, or if you want me to do almost exclusively doing these live streams, and the live streams are going to be about 30 minutes to 60 minutes long, and sometimes even 1.5 hour, maybe 2 hours long. And in the live streams, because I personally think my live streams are much better than the recorded videos, because in the live streams you're going to see me live trade. I'm doing a live analysis, and I'm talking about the current struggles that I'm having as a trader on a from a day-to-day basis, what I'm doing in the markets and how I'm doing it and all that. So what do you feel like is best for you guys? Short recorded videos or live streams? Please say live streams. All right. Please say live streams. All right, good. Live streams are good. That's all I needed to see. All I needed to hear. All right, thanks, guys. Let's continue. You don't have to comment anymore because Leanne has already commented on what I wanted to see. All right, so Atom, now live streams. I like live streams. That's good. So you can clearly see here on Atom that it's not the best looking chart according to what I said, right? Because if you look at the altcoin prep, let's compare these two. So you look at the alt perp right here. You see that break and retest of that daily 20 for the move up to the 50, but there's a lot of space between. There's a lot of space between this resistance and this resistance above. And I apologize for having to show everything with the cursor here in TradingView because my drawing tool for some reason is not working today. Yeah, I might be able to do that. It's the quick 5-10 minute tutorial on support and resistance. I mean, it's very, yeah, I'll do that, sure. So Atom, not a lot of space between these. So you know what? Even though it looks kind of good, I'll move it down to the second one. I mean, the second list, because remember, we're not looking for stuff that is looking good. We're looking for stuff that looks perfect, right? This is a good question. Everything depends on Bitcoin. Yes, it does, right? There's certain scenarios where, all right, so there's certain scenarios where altcoins, and I mean, it's all up to Bitcoin. So you have, it's all about trying to read the pattern, the current pattern of the market, because sometimes you'll see Bitcoin have a slow bleed to the downside. Maybe it's ranging, and it's ranging in a bear market, so you're seeing like weakness from Bitcoin, right? And that might give altcoins a chance to make a move to the upside, right? So liquidity is kind of moving from Bitcoin into altcoins, right? But you're also going to have the scenario where Bitcoin just dumps, right, with altcoins. So Bitcoin kind of takes the altcoins with it to the downside, and that usually happens when Bitcoin starts moving strongly to the downside, right? And then you have another option or another scenario where Bitcoin is moving to the upside with altcoins, and in that case, it would be specifically be altcoins traded versus USDT or USD or whatever. So it's all about what's the current pattern of the market telling us. And right now, I would like to say that, yeah, we're in a local bullish market structure on altcoins. You can clearly see that here on the altcoin perp right here, but actually I do think that, let's see, I think it was Atom we looked at, yeah. So I think Atom is a good example of that. We have a local bullish market structure. Even all of this is a local bullish market structure while Bitcoin is ranging. So what we're having right now is Bitcoin about to break out. Altcoins are showing some strength. So it looks like Bitcoin is now giving altcoins an opportunity to make a move, right? But if Bitcoin fails to break down, like if Bitcoin fails to break out and we instead see a breakdown, altcoins will probably follow to the downside, right? Because they had their move, and they probably had, this was a nice push on altcoins as well. Yeah, it's true that TradingView has horizontal support and resistance indicators, but I would like market structure and horizontal levels. That's the basis of everything that has to do with trading and technical analysis. 99% of the systems out there, including mine, has at its core the fundamentals of market structure and horizontal levels built in. That is what you should be focused on. So if you're using indicators to paint horizontal support and resistances, I think you're missing a very important part, important point about technical analysis. TA is all about at least a trend following system, which I believe you should be following a trend following system, and most people do. It's all about asking questions about what is the trend and how can we participate in that trend while managing our risk accordingly and managing our trade along the way. Just get in on that trend, right? And you need to have very, very good understanding of market structure and horizontal levels, how to identify market structure and how to identify and put horizontal levels on your chart. Now, if you're using indicators to paint horizontal levels, you're not actively progressing and learning how to draw levels yourself. And if you're not actively drawing the levels yourself, you're going to have a much harder time identifying the levels. Because remember, when you're scanning the markets and you have an indicator that is going to put on the horizontal levels for you, it might take, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 seconds for that indicator to load, and sometimes even longer, maybe 10 seconds, depending on your computer. Those 10 seconds are crucial in your market scanning routine. So this is my market scanning technique, right? It's pretty quick, right? It's something like this, right? So I very, very rarely look at a chart more than a couple of seconds, right? More than a couple of seconds. Now, there's no way there's going to be time enough for a horizontal level indicator to put the levels on. And then if I do use an indicator like that, I have to confirm that the indicators is giving the right levels. So please do not use an indicator for horizontal support and resistances. Very long breakdown for such a simple thing, but it's very, very important that you start with the basics and understand the fundamentals of trading. And honestly, guys, all you need is market structure and horizontal levels. I can remove all my indicators, right? I'll just remove all my indicators. I'm going to be able to trade profitably my system just using this, right? The thing is, I'm adding the indicators to try to increase the probability of the entry triggers and the system and the entries that horizontal levels and market structure is giving me. It kind of, it's like the indicators are telling me you should be taking this trade, and you probably shouldn't be taking this trade, even though that the horizontal levels are giving me an entry. All right. Now, questions. All right. Atom gave such a nice entry on that bounce in 420. You may comfortable with the RLC. I mean, this is amazing. I mean, you guys are really learning this. I love it. So yeah, let's look at that. Atom gave such a nice entry on the bounce in 420. You probably talk about this one, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, but like it's you have a good point here. It did. And it's a bullish pin bar, right? So a pin bar is when I'm not sure if this is the exact definition of a pin bar, but it's the same principle applies for this one. You have a big wick, a lot of buying pressure right here, and a small body on top. So it tells us that there's a lot of buying pressure right here. Hits the 20, hits the 0.618. It's not comfortable with the stochastic RSI, but you could have entered on that candle close of that pin bar with stops below the wick, but it's not exactly what I'm watching. All right, so we've got Theta moving. Let's see if we have something right here. Yeah, it's potentially breaking out, and it's also is it on the list? It's not, and the reason for it not being on the list is because of this resistance area right here. All right, it's not on the list because of that. Now, if this breakout that is happening right here happened here, I mean that would be massive, right? We're then looking at something like this, so that would be massive. Now, of course, we do have something interesting going on here on Theta where we might want to potentially take a trade from the 20 up to the 50, which is also confluent with the high. So let's assume that this is a range, right? Something like this. And if this is a range, yeah, never mind, it doesn't look good at all. I mean, yeah, there's something here. There's definitely something going on here. But I don't know, guys. I don't think the risk to reward here is good. So let's continue. BNB, we've been watching BNB here for setup, and it's slowly but surely making its way up here. I really do love when you put this path tool on the chart, and you know the break and retest right here. I really love when you're putting it on and it's just happening. It's just following, not and I don't want to say exactly as predicted because I'm not predicting anything, right? It's very important to differentiate between having different scenarios and then try to calculate what the probability of the it's not. I'm not calculating. It sounds like I'm doing math and being all like a genius here calculating, but I don't know. I have no idea. But it's like you're watching different scenarios and like, oh, if this happens, I want to take this trade, and I'm not predicting anything to happen. I know that a trend most likely continues to trend, and it does until the end of the trend, right? So we would like to see something here, right? Good morning, man. Welcome. All right, so we have something here. Dutch crypto. I remember you from the nest. All right, so I miss you guys too. Like it's, I did have a great time in the webness, but I'm. It's not like I'm relieved to be leaving, but it feels like that it's like you have another. I had a lot of freedom before leaving the nest, but then like after leaving, it's like I'm doing it all on my own, and it's like it's such a beautiful feeling because now I can structure everything exactly the way I want. Like I can. Whatever ideas I have, I can have it exactly as I want, and I'm pretty sure I know what you guys want as well. So I'm able to, yeah, it's just a nice feeling. So you did mention last December as one of the only ones that Bitcoin wasn't looking good when breaking it. I still remember that. Yeah. So and this was what I talked about in the beginning of the live stream, where tomorrow I want to talk about the high time. Maybe I can't do tomorrow because I have a webinar. I have a private webinar tomorrow. Can you tell I'm confused? Anyway, so I will definitely talk about this. The how I was able to potentially almost time the top, and how I'm gonna try to time the bottom as well as possible. So definitely look forward to do that one. All right, so it's almost been 30 minutes. I have to go through this list a bit quicker. So I'm just going to go through this quicker without talking too much. So it might be a little bit confusing, but let's just make a list here, right? So BNB, good. Comp is looking interesting for potential move. The risk to reward sucks on this one. So that's the second one. Let's just try to make it as quickly as possible here. Try to find a good list of coins. And I like this one. Maybe. I do have like a private group, a very small one. It's not public. It's not like out and open. It's all right, guys. I do have some plans for the future, right? I do have some plans for the future, and like it's way down the line. Like it's nothing that's gonna happen tomorrow or today, but I do have some plans. I have some exciting stuff. I think you guys are gonna love. If you're interested, you can send me a DM on Twitter. I'm at Lips42, obviously. Send me a DM and we'll talk if you're interested in potentially whatever I'm doing in the future. Because I mean it's no secret. I mean I love doing this, helping other people trade. I really do love doing this. So I would love to get something on my own up and running. And the stuff I have right now is like it's private, it's invite only and stuff like that. But yeah, let me know on Twitter if you're interested. EOS looks good. FET looks interesting, but not really perfect. Fun. Let's remove that one. Rune. I like Rune. RVN looks good as well. Soul looks pretty decent. This one, I don't know. Let's look at that one. Is it VeChain? Maybe. XMR, very nice. Sen, interesting. CRO, let's move that down. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, this is a good question, but remember, like if you have an altcoin that is kind of setting up for a nice long entry, would you take that when Bitcoin is here? Like, would you take that trade when Bitcoin we're trading down here? Absolutely. Down here, yeah, absolutely. But at resistance, I don't think so. Yeah, XRP, we're gonna look at XRP as well. So yeah, I mean, if there's a long setup activating on altcoin, I will consider taking it, but I'm probably not going to take it because it feels weird long in an altcoin while Bitcoin is at resistance. What I want to do is I want to see Bitcoin break out and then have confirmed long entries on altcoins. Let's take a look at XRP here, because I did promise you in the beginning I was going to take a look at XRP. So it's the same pattern here. It's exactly the same pattern. You can see very clearly here what we're watching. A break and retest of this general area right here would take us up to the next resistance, which is kind of constant with the last local highs. So we're basically watching a breakout and a retest of this level right here. So that would be the possible trade on XRP. Now, of course, the setup right here is not perfect, not exactly what we're watching, but yeah, that's it. Something like this is what I'm watching. By the way, guys, I'm really happy to see so many people in here watching the live stream. It was the first live stream with my face on the thumbnail. I'm pretty sure that has a lot to do with it, or the fact that I'm trying to use as clickbaity worthy titles as possible. Oh my God, this guy knows my name as well. I'm doxed. You're very much welcome. What indicator shows a daily EMA and a 4-hour time frame? I see you on screen. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay. It's this one. Higher time frame EMA. I'll send the link in the chat. So it's higher time frame EMA by a guy called Sen and the Art of Trading. This guy is awesome. He's made a lot of interesting indicators. I'm using that one. Sending the link. I'm not going to go through how I've got it set up. It's a bit advanced. I'll do that in another video or another live stream. But that's the one. All right, so I just sent it in chat. Is Tectonic worth buying? No, I don't even know what it is. I'm sorry if I'm like arrogant, but I'm like I don't know what it is, and I haven't wanted to short, but it's not worth buying because I'm pretty sure you're referring to if it's possibly worth buying for long term because you might like the product fundamentally, and I would say no, because it's not that crypto in a bear market. The whole world is in a bear market. The macroeconomics of the world has not shown any signs of this slowing down yet, right? So before Bitcoin puts in a probable high time frame bottom, and at this point, Bitcoin is actually taking all the boxes of a potential high time frame bottom, but it needs to reclaim the daily 50 EMA first. That's around 25K. So Bitcoin needs to reclaim the daily 50 EMA, and then we can start talking about potentially entering altcoins for the long term. Now, you might miss out on a 50% move on an altcoin like that, or even 100% move, a 2x on an altcoin like that. But if it's a low cap shitcoin that has great fundamentals, we're probably talking about, 5 to 10 times your investment at the top of the next cycle of the bull market. So it's very important that you guys do not try to time the bottom on anything, because not even the most seasoned professional traders know how to professionally or properly time a bottom in the market. It's extremely hard. So if you're a retail trader or a new trader, you shouldn't even be trying, right? Wait for the bottom to be in, wait for the bull market to show signs of a new trend starting to the upside on the daily, and that will look something like this, right? When you have this right here, you can start buying more comfortably. Yes, you will miss out on a 30, 40, maybe even 50% move on Bitcoin, but if we're going back to 60K, that's a 2x just on Bitcoin, right? So don't get blinded by the massive percentage gain when trying to time the bottom, because the probability that you will get it is very, 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 very low. All right. Oh man. By the way, I'm not on cocaine or anything like that. I'm just drinking a lot of coffee. I know I'm all over the place, but it's like I got this new espresso machine, and it's like, god damn, I love coffee and I really love espresso. I love my new espresso machine. It's so good. All right. Any advice how to avoid noise during an open trader? It's a very interesting question, man. It's a very interesting question. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I know what you're saying here. So yeah, stick with the plan, man. Like, stick with the plan. So let's take BAT here as an example, right? So what's the plan on BAT? The plan on BAT here is to wait for. You can't say it's better than Coke. It's more healthy. It's more healthy. I give you that, but better. I don't know, man. I'm pretty awake on. Let's not talk drugs. It's weird. We're trading crypto. But if you know about Silk Road, you should know that crypto and the relationship with that site kind of sparked a major rise in the interest of cryptocurrencies, which is pretty interesting. Anyway, so a break and retest of BAT. That's the plan, right? So the plan is wait for this level to break out, see major break and a retest, right? So that's the plan. Now you have a specific entry trigger on that plan. Let's say the entry trigger triggers. So you enter the trade. You have a plan, right? You have a take profit strategy. You have, before entering the trade, you have said that this is TP1, this is TP2, and then TP3 above here, and stop loss is going to be down here. So that's just a general plan, right? That's our plan. So you enter the trade, and now all the noise that you're talking about, the noise is in here. That's mentally. There's no noise in the chart, right? There's no noise in the price chart. It's just your way of interpreting whatever happens with price. So the noise is all in your head. It's all mentally, right? And if you can't follow the plan, the noise will be you questioning the plan. And as soon as you start questioning the plan, there's only one thing to do. You leave the office, you put down the phone, you go out on a walk, you watch a series on Netflix, you do anything else but watch the chart, because you had a plan and that plan activated. Now your only job is to follow that plan and let the trade play itself out. The time to be questioning the plan is before taking the trade and after taking the trade. During the trade, you're not supposed to be changing the plan other than managing the trade according to your trade management plan, right? So you have different plans. You have a general plan of what your trade you want your trade to look like, where you want to take profit, where you want to enter, and where you have the stop loss. And then you have of course, a risk management plan, which says I'm going to risk 1% on this trade. And then you have a trade management plan, and that plan might be it's going to be a part of the bigger plan, but that plan might be, as soon as I have a higher low, a higher swing low on the 4-hour, like here, right? That's its 4-hour swing low, 4-hour swing low, 4-hour swing low, and potentially a new 4-hour swing low. Whenever I have a new 4-hour swing low, you move stop loss here, stop loss here, stop loss here, and then stop loss here. So that's your trade management plan. Now, everything else is just noise. So the short answer is have a plan, follow the plan, and nothing else. All right. I'm a new trader. I sometimes don't set a TP because what if I make more than my TP? What do you think about this, or what do you do? All right. So what I've just showed you with moving my stop loss up with every new swing high on the 4-hour, every new 4-hour swing high, that's a great tool you can use to actually get as much out of the trade as possible, right? So you'll be able to. I would recommend that you leave 25% of the position open. I don't trade like this because I think my take profit strategy is very good, and I'm making good profits trading the system and the take profit strategy that I have. But if, like on some trades, for example, I can show you the gold trade. I exited this gold trade yesterday, right? So let's see if I have a screenshot from the journal instead. Screenshot. All right, so it's this one. If I can show that one. Oh, so this is the trade, right? I took, and you see here that last take profit was down here, right? So I took TP1, TP2, and then TP3, and that's all good. I was very happy with this trade, but that screenshot was taken here, right? So here. Now I could have doubled the profits on this trade, right? So I could have doubled the profits on this trade. So how would I have doubled the profits on this trade? Well, I could have went into the lower time frames and said, you know what? Because that last take profit was only for 25%, so I have already exited 75% of the position, right? So what I could have done is put my stop loss here, right? And that's a swing high, but this is on 1 hour, right? But when the 4-hour chart looks like this, you might want to go down to the 1 hour. And so I have my stop loss here, and then we had this structure right here. I might have put my stop loss here or here, and that would increase the profit of the trade. So I would just move my stop loss down with every swing high while taking profits at predefined take profit targets. So you have, right, like 20% left to kind of run, and that's how you really make the big trades and the big profits. But it's a very hard way of trading because you need to be very disciplined and patient, and really it's just very hard not to exit when you're in good profit. It's very, very, very hard. That's something I struggle with a lot, and that's why I really can't use this technique. Do you trade smaller time frames like 1 hour or 15 minutes? I never trade any time frame lower than the 4-hour. So I base my trades on the daily and 4-hour, and my entry triggers usually happens on the 4-hour, while market structure is based on daily. And the reason for that is basically I have my journal, I gather all the statistics in my journal, and I've seen that trades that have been entered low on time frames lower than the 4-hour very rarely work out. And it's not because I have the statistical proof to kind of back that up. It's also because the way it has a lot to do with my personality and my trading style and my life situation, right? So the system I'm trading can be traded on the 1 hour and 15 minute, right? It can be traded on any time frames. But the reason why I chose the daily and the 4-hour is because I'm usually so I'm usually working or trading between 8 in the morning till lunch, so around 12 or 1, right? So from 8 in the morning till 1, and then I usually have a break until in the evening, right? So for me, there's not going to be a lot of trading from lunch to after dinner or something like that, right? And I really do enjoy having that freedom to be working, before lunchtime, and then if I have anything, kind of any trades or anything I need to do in the evening, I'll do 1 or 2 hours in the evening, and it gives me a enormous freedom to do whatever I want during the day. So what I do is I scan the markets in the morning, I set everything up, and I set alerts, right? And I write down, like, if there's a setup waiting to happen in 4 hours or something like that, and I know that I'm going to be out at that time, I write on my mobile the position size, it's the take profits and all of that, right? So I can quickly on my phone just enter the trade as soon as I have the alerts of that trade activating. Now, if I were be trading on the 1 hour and the 15 minute, first of all, I would be trading all the time in that morning session. So between 8 and 1, I would just be trading all the time, because there's going to be entry triggers all over the place. I have to monitor the market all the time. I really do like the idea of being a swing trader, where I can watch the market for an hour and then just set alerts. All right. And all I do rest of the day is waiting for those alerts to pop off. Now, that's also because I'm also a content creator and influencer, I guess. So I'll have to spend time doing other stuff than actual trading, but I still have to focus on trading. So being a swing trader and using the alerts in TradingView is an extremely great and powerful tool to be actively trading while not actively trading. That's why I've chosen my time frames based on how I want to live my life and my personality and my trading style, which you all should do as well. I can't scalp because I'm terrible at scalping. I'm just, man, I'm a terrible scalper. I'm a slow thinker. To be a scalper, you gotta be a fast thinker. You gotta be able to make quick decisions, right? And I'm not that type of guy. I'm very slow. I'm very slow. All right. All right, guys, I'm starting to feel like I'm done for today. And we went through these setups right here, and I'd like to go through it again to kind of try to categorize these for the best ones. BAT is looking good. BNB is looking good. Cello is looking decent. Cello is looking good. CRB, interesting. So you should know by now what we're watching, right? I can put some fibs on here. Let's try to find some fib confluence here as well. Let's use that move right here. Yeah, so what we want to see here is it's not about following my rules, it's about you following your rules. So don't follow my rules, because my rules are based on me, my personality and trading style, like I talked about. So what you have to do is you have to come up with your own rules. Like, how do you want to trade? What makes sense to you, right? That's the number one goal. Only trade the way that makes sense to you, and only have rules that make sense to you, right? To you, because nothing else matters, right? You can't be trading my system if you don't think my system makes sense. So make a plan, create a trading system based on rules that is based on how you want to trade, right? Not how I trade, but how you want to trade. Otherwise, it's going to be very, very hard to be trading at all. Now, look at CRV. This is actually quite good. This is actually looking very good. I would be looking at something like this. Really do like this one. So I'm going to be monitoring this as well. EOS, same thing, break and retest of and of this area for a move up to the next resistance above. And what I like about EOS, you can compare it with CRV, is like these are two identical charts, right? But EOS has not broken out yet. CRV has broken out. So the move that we're looking for has happened on CRV, but it has not yet happened on EOS. On Rune, similar, right? On Ravencoin, similar as well. The move that has happened on CRV has yet not happened on RVN. Sol looks interesting as well for the move up to daily 50. So now you know what I'm looking for in the crypto market and what I'm looking for on Bitcoin. And again, I want to repeat this. I'm not trying to predict what will happen. I have no idea what will happen, but that's the scenario I'm watching for potential longs, right? And the word I'm looking for is non-existent. That's weird. Imagine having imagine your brain shutting down mid-sentence. That is weird. Wow. All right, with that confusing ending, I'm gonna go get some lunch. I would like to thank you all for joining. I really do appreciate all of you here in the chats asking questions, because it's your questions that fuel the live streams, and it gives me good stuff to work with. All right, guys, take care, and I will see you guys in the next one.